ตามรายงานของกองทุนสัตว์ป่าโลกสากลหรือ WWF ระบุว่าแรดในแอฟริกาถูกล่าตัดนอเพิ่มขึ้นถึง 3,000% ในช่วงระหว่างปีพ.ศ. 2550 ถึง 2554 คาดว่าปัจจุบันมีแรดเหลือในแอฟริการาว 25,000 ตัวเฉพาะปีพ.ศ. 2555 เพียงปีเดียวมีแรดถูกฆ่าตัดนอ 668 ตัวในประเทศแอฟริกาใต้เพิ่มขึ้นจากปีก่อนหน้าถึง 50%
About how many of the rhinos do we have left?
There are 5 species of rhinoceros. The southern white rhinoceros, the white rhinoceros, is the one, and this is because of conservation work in South Africa, that has built up into reasonable numbers. There are over 20,000 of them. The figure may be 20,400 or something. I'm not sure precisely. The greater one-horned rhinoceros in India has also a population of 5,000 or 6,000 animals, I believe, and there's similar populations for the black rhinoceros within that 3,000 to 5,000 range. The other 2 species are extremely rare. The Javan rhinoceros, there may be only between 30 and 50 individuals, and they're all in the Ujung Kulon Sanctuary, which is at the western end of the island of Java. The Sumatran rhinoceros, there may be only maybe 120, 140 animals in 3 national parks in Sumatra and a very small area of eastern Borneo. So we're dealing with the last remnants. Also, some entire subspecies have become extinct. Vietnam had a very small population of Javan rhinoceros. The last one was killed by poachers in 2010.
เอเชียเป็นตลาดใหญ่ของการค้านอแรดโดยไทยเป็นทางผ่านลักลอบค้านอแรดเพื่อส่งขายประเทศเพื่อนบ้านเช่นเดียวกับงาช้างเวียดนามเป็นประเทศหลักที่บริโภคนอแรดเพราะเชื่อว่าเป็นยารักษาโรคมีรายงานว่ามีการสูบผงนอแรดเพื่อเพิ่มสมรรถภาพทางเพศด้วยสำหรับนอแรดมีราคาแพงกว่างาช้างเพราะซื้อขายกันเป็นกรัม
Why are rhinoceros suddenly back in demand again?
Rhinoceros horn has been valued for centuries for a number of things, primarily in traditional Asian medicine. It's been considered to be a fever reducer and a general tonic. Now, China removed rhinoceros horn from its pharmacopoeia in 1993 and banned its use. Now, what has apparently happened in recent years is that a new fad for the use of rhinoceros horn has sprung up in Vietnam primarily, that apparently a couple of things have happened. A rumor started about 10 years ago, no one quite knows how, that some very high official in Vietnam was cured of cancer by taking rhinoceros horn. Now, there is not the slightest evidence that rhinoceros horn cures cancer, but suddenly there's been a tremendous upsurge of interest in Vietnam, according to a study done by Traffic, that in curing cancer, supposedly people are even going around hospitals to cancer patients who are dying and saying, trying to sell them rhinoceros horn at high prices. The other thing is it has become a symbol of status and wealth. If you can afford to grind up rhinoceros horn and mix it in your alcoholic drinks, or you use it, perhaps a piece of rhino horn as a gift to a government official or a boss, it's even been apparently used as a down payment on a luxury car. It's just the price has gone up so high that merely having it in your possession is a sign that you are rich.
So when rhino horns are poached, must people actually kill the rhinos?
Well, that's you don't have to kill a rhino to take the horn off, but the trade in rhino horns regulated, and it's always cheaper to kill something out of the wild than it is to raise it in a farm, right? Rhinos eat a lot of vegetation. They take a lot of space. So think about, if you were going to try to farm rhinos for something like a horn, it wouldn't be economically viable. One bullet doesn't cost that much, so going in and shooting wildlife is always a cheaper proposition. So if you've got a legal market for something like rhino horn and you're raising them, sure, that guy might be well-intentioned, the owner of that rhino horn farm, but somebody can always undercut his market by going and just shooting a rhino out of the wild. So that's the conservation problem.
For rhinoceros, can they even be farmed?
This, again, has not been done for the reasons I suggested before. The international conservation community is very concerned that given the way the market is now, which is very much in the hands of organized crime, enormously high prices out there, a market we don't really understand, that it'd simply be too destabilizing to law enforcement and control of what is happening to wild rhinos to allow legal trade. There are some people at this meeting who are big advocates of it. but we feel it is a very bad idea, and that includes farming.
มีการคาดการณ์ว่ามีเสือโคร่งในธรรมชาติทั่วโลกราว 3,200 ตัวเท่านั้นส่วนใหญ่จะอยู่ในเอเชียใต้และเอเชียตะวันออกเฉียงใต้โดยที่อินเดียมีมากที่สุดราว 1,200 ตัวส่วนไทยมีประมาณ 250 ตัวเสือมักจะถูกล่าเอาชิ้นส่วนไปขายตั้งแต่หนวดจนถึงหางระหว่างปี 2543 ถึง 2555 มีรายงานการยึดชิ้นส่วนอวัยวะเสือได้รวม 654 ตัวเฉลี่ยเสือถูกฆ่าปีละ 110 ตัวหรือมากกว่า 2 ตัวต่อสัปดาห์
In which countries or in which area in the world can we still find wild tigers today?
Well, the most significant presence is in India, in about 41 national parks. There are, I think, about 1,700 tigers, according to their latest census. Malaysia has significant, almost about 450 to 500. Thailand has more than 200 tigers, from what I know. Russia has the Amur tigers. Sumatra has tigers. And Bhutan has, Nepal has, Bangladesh, the famous Sundarbans. So in total, there are 3,200. But increasingly, the landscapes, the tiger conservation landscapes, are getting cut down by development. And these tigers are now left in small pockets of wilderness.
Is poaching still tigers' biggest threat?
Yes, it is. I mean, more than anything else, poaching, especially the laying of traps and snares. And that is killing a lot of tigers, and these poachers know the terrain very well. They move silently in these forests. And the forests, unfortunately, are not patrolled completely. So a lot of tigers get killed, not only in the core areas, they get killed outside the protected areas, which is a very significant factor. And I think the biggest effort should be made to stop poaching.
But would commercial farming of tigers actually help end poaching?
No, it does not. Actually, if you have commercial farming, then you are producing tiger-related products. You put that in the market, there is a surge in demand, and that is what is happening. These days, there is a surge in demand for tiger parts. And that surge in demand is going to convert. Suppose there is an old guy sitting out in remote China or East Asia, and he's rich, wants to be very, vibrant, and believes that tiger will keep him alive for longer. So he will soon say, I don't want these commercially bred tigers. They don't have the same qualities or vibrancy. I want an organic tiger, free-ranging tiger. I want it from forests, from wild forests. So there is no end to this kind of a market.
What do buyers want tigers for?
Oh, well, buyers have traditionally, they want it for good health. There is a misconception that tiger bones and tiger parts help to revitalize the body. So the buyers are interested in it. That is one aspect of it. The other, they want, lately, there is this new wealth in Asia, and they want it for showmanship. They want to hang tigers' skins on their walls.
How can the public in general help conserve tigers?
Public in general, and especially people who are in the urban areas, who are young professionals like you and others, have to change the consumer attitude towards the exploitation of wildlife. I mean, it is truly sinful to cut down wildlife into pieces and eat it. They are the symbols of our nature and our natural heritage.